Welcome, everybody, to the Wrestling Word. It has been a hot minute. And sorry about the drama there. This phone has everything angled so strangely. You're seeing everything, which is kind of cool, but at the same time, you're seeing everything, which is, there's a lot. I've got my RK Ho 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 shirt on, straight out of nowhere. I've waited so long to wear this. Bray Wyatt's theme song playing. I've waited so long to do one of these, and I had to get it in before the end of the year. So welcome everybody in to the show. I'm going to be all over the place today talking. I am going to be showing the main event will be the All Elite Crate. Now, this is an old one. This is actually from Q4 of 2025. So everyone else, you've probably already seen these people opening these, but if you haven't, stick around. You'll see me open it today. Got a little bit of sinus stuff going on, so sorry about that if you hear it in my voice. But yeah, we're already almost up to Q1 of 2026, so it'll be fun to finally open that. I got some stuff I'm going to show you from Christmas and some stuff even before for my birthday. So a lot to get into, a lot to talk about. And there is a reason. I'm playing Bray Wyatt's old theme, or now the Wyatt Sixes theme. Stick around. You'll see that and how it's important to me. So a lot to get into here today. We're going to talk about it and get right into it and see what we can figure out here in the whole wrestling word. Now, again, I'm going to be jumping all over the place. This is a sad time for wrestling fans, just right off the bat. For me, anyway. I would say for the majority of fans. I think the last one of these I did was back in October. And since then, a lot has changed in wrestling. I haven't watched a pay-per-view or PLE since September of this year, due to them being on ESPN now. And I just haven't been watching wrestling. So yeah. But I haven't watched anything from WrestlePalooza on. So I've not gotten ESPN Plus. I don't know if I will, just to be honest. I don't know. We'll see. Joy's mentioned it a time or two, so we'll see. She's back into it now. So, but with the rise of ESPN, Peacock is losing everything as of I think there's 12 hours left now tonight as I'm recording this. So it stinks. I've been trying to catch up on as much as I can, going back and watching a lot of stuff I missed. I'm going to talk about that today. But man, I see so many people talking about, did we have it good with the network? Yes, we absolutely did. Man, we sure did. And it's sad, it's sad because there's so much cool stuff on there, even on Peacock. And now that's going to be lost, and who knows what's going to happen to the archival stuff. I don't know. I mean, it's all going to be scattered. You're going to have to pay for it all separate and have, 15 different subscriptions. And, yep, the glory days are gone as of tonight with watching WWE. So we're mainly going to be talking about WWE today. However, I noticed in my notes here, because I do keep notes for the show, believe it or not. It's a professional show we're running. I do have a lot of MLW heavy type stuff I'm going to get into as well. Not a lot of AEW. So if you're an AEW fan, you might want to fast forward to the end when I open the All Elite Crate. That'll be about the only time I'll be talking about AEW. So they've just not been on my radar lately. Mainly because I had so much catching up to do with WWE and then this losing Peacock and all that. So we're going to get into as much as we can here. It looks like, and I'm going to be jumping around a lot, but it looks like the last time I talked, by the way, my name's Chris Ellis. Welcome to the show. It looks like the last time we talked was in WWE was about SmackDown. And this would have had to have been July of this year. So I'm just going to catch it up as far as I have notes to, and then we'll pick up at some point later on. Be the best way to do it. I put the Tour of the Islands as a sweet move with an even cooler name. Obviously talking about JC Mateo. He may be comparable to Taz with suplexes and all that, but the dude looks just like Rhino. And speaking of incredible new moves, the Northern Lights bomb from Julie is definitely one. She's definitely gotten on my radar since finally getting to see her. I haven't seen her in a while, though. And poor Zelina, though, just having a rough go, as it was a little bit of another tough match to watch, but kudos to both for getting through. And let me just change something here so I'm not constantly having to... Otherwise, it's going to make me constantly have to touch the screen here. So let me turn this timeout on. Okay. Sorry, guys. Like I said, we're a professional show here. Okay. So, I see that this has changed now. 2 hours SmackDown honestly would probably be nice to cut the fluff out, as much as I love seeing more people featured. 3 hours just too long for a weekly show. Will the show stay this way? Yeah, obviously not. It's obviously not stayed. They can't miss those advertising dollars. So, like the idea of time running out and it looking all too like Cena's retiring with the title. Of course, that has not ended up happening. I did kind of fast forward and watch the last Saturday night's main event of John Cena's retirement. I'm not going to talk about that today in this show, just because I don't want to jump too far ahead. I want to kind of go in order. But we'll talk about that on the next one. So look out for the next one against Gunther. Montez Ford is insane, but don't sleep on Dawkins. Dude is athletic as heck. The Punk life was good TV, and even with a few flubs, I give Punk credit for remembering all that. That was pretty good stuff. I wonder how much, if not all, did Cena write for himself, and still just wild to see Punk and Saudi with his past comments and the apology, even though I didn't actually watch. It sure sounded forced, but money talks, I guess. Well, I guess I did end up watching, because here is the Night of Champions. I think is when they were in Saudi. Again, I'm just going to try to go in order I have the notes. Arabic announced this, just cracks me up for some reason, saying it and their mannerisms. So this must have been maybe late June even. Right off the bat, wild to see the reaction, how popular someone like RKO can be in the Middle East. Got to put you on cloud nine. The entrances from him and Cody just shows it's all about the pageantry and theatrics more than anything in pro wrestling. What a fantastic crowd in Saudi, even though if some may hate on the crowd making it all about them. Why? I don't know. Why wouldn't Cody put the crown on? Interesting there. Makeshift timekeeper table spot. They did look dumb in the street fight, considering it was obvious. No table there, usually. Wild to see Karrion Kross on a pay-per-view again, especially actually wrestling. Cool to see Sami Zayn in his kind of environment. Tonga Loa is back, and I guess we'll see. Happy to see Hikuleo finally making his debut. Was it the right call to give Solo the title? Maybe so. Maybe it's time to move Jacob where he needs to be. Did they bring back Asuka's original music? If so, I dig that decision. Jade Cargill's theme and entrance is always super cool, too, especially here channeling X-Men hard. Slow match for Cena Punk, but beyond hyped up by the announcers because of the names involved. Charles Robinson took on one heck of a spill, and Cena's heel turn face just cracks me plumb up. So, obviously, this is... And that was all the notes I had for... was that Night of Champions? Yeah. And some of the ground I covered in that... I don't know. I was going to say... Yeah. I don't know. We'll get back to... We'll move on to... Well, actually, no, we're not. Actually, that's where I'm going to stop, is Night of Champions, because it looks like I didn't finish what's up next. So, we're going to kind of be reworking, rewiring around here. I'm telling you, it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mixed bag here today. I put Saturday night's main event. Okay, this was the last Saturday night's main event before. This would have been the one with Goldberg. Orton no-selling Drew's chops was great stuff. Really trying to appreciate RKO's remaining ring time, as well as right now, as I've always liked him better than the others. Not a fan of Jelly being a part of this, but I respect him taking the moves. Now, let me jump over here. And actually, I'm telling you guys, just bear with me today, because I'm going to be all over the place, for real. Okay. I think that's good. All right, so okay. I guess the only other notes I had. See, I'm a little confused here. Did Randy Orton? Randy Orton might have wrestled. I don't know. I'm confused because I I have, well, anyway, we'll just keep going. This ain't gonna be in order, so my apologies. How cool was it for the I said Seth appeared to get actually injured in the LA Knight match. If a cover, why work a whole match? And speaking of, why not just stop the match instead of doing the finish, then stopping? Would look more believable. Yes. I don't know if that was on the same show as everything else I'm talking about. I guess it was. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Cool to see Doug Dillinger, Ernest Miller, and Goldberg's son, Josh Barnett, and another actor dude walking out with him. Lillian Garcia always cracks me up when she says, championship! The ship. Everybody knows. Charles Robinson, nice obvious touch, being the ref in that match. Goldberg just absorbing the chops. Poor Goldberg getting cut off in his final speech stunk. Maybe should have timed it better. Maybe they just planned it that way as a slap in the face. I don't know. But yeah, that was something, wasn't it? Wasn't it, Goldberg? And since then, he's really, Bret Hart's probably just been sitting back loving it. All the things with Bret Hart and Goldberg crack me up. But man, they did him dirty, dude. They did him dirty. Wild that we saw Gunther retire Goldberg and then go on to fight Cena in his last match too. Interesting stuff. Okay. I think I'm just Evolution. Yeah, let's just do Evolution. I finally got to watch Evolution. Wasn't just out of my mind, excited to watch it. It was a weird way to start with Stephanie being interviewed instead of just being in the ring. Bailey with the Sting jacket was so cool. I don't know what was up with that, but she had the Scorpion, so we'll say the Scorpion jacket. A good triple threat opener, even if I'm not a fan of the whole Evolution as a concept. And the reason I say that is, and this may ruffle feathers out there, I don't know, but I just don't like the idea of these segregatory pay-per-views or shows. I just don't. And you can make the argument and say, well, wrestling's always been a predominant male sport, or if you want to go even further, a white male sport or whatever. I mean, maybe at one time it was like that, and that sucks that it was. It sucks that it wasn't all-inclusive always. But, now it is, right? Or at least it should be. So why have these shows of, hey, we're just going to do an all-women's show? I don't know. I'm just not a fan of that concept. I mean, because then, obviously you're not going to do an all-men's show now. So you can make the argument, well, there's lots of all-men shows. Okay, whatever. But I don't know. I just don't like it. That's all I'm going to say. Cool to see Vicky Guerrero back, though, where she should be. What is the deal with JC Jane and how she's still there? She's my least favorite of the old Toxic Attraction. Seriously, what's the deal? Come on. What's so good about this chick? Cody with the dread sign was great. The future seems bright for Sol Ruca. And her, just a finishing move, just one of the cool moves. Really believe they've run out of stuff for Charlotte to do as much as an entrance and aura as she has. Did Ric Flair ever have to get put into tag matches? Maybe early, I guess, or, maybe late, but in the middle, I don't know. It looks like a bad sign to me. The Walmart turnbuckle popped me. I don't like the "you still got it" chance. It's another pet peeve of mine, because especially if you are a performer, I could see in maybe somebody that had been inactive for a long time and came back to do one last match. But if you're right in the middle of your contract and, you have several years and you have the crowd chanting, "You still got it," I hope I still have it. I'm in here performing at a high level. I don't know. I just don't know about that. Tiffy's moonsault, just a thing of beauty. I don't know what I meant here. No clue. Tria's women's title belt buckle. Who had a women's title? Was it Naomi? Somebody had like a belt buckle that looked like the women's title, the old women's title. I don't know. Trish. That's who it was. It was Trish. My bad. She was the old women's champion. So her and Tiffy seemed like a better matchup on paper anyway than Charlotte and Trish. Jade Cargill and Naomi, hard-hitting special. It's a bad one. I just do this so quick when I'm watching that there's all kinds of misspelled words. I'm typing it out, by the way, too. Cargill, still good. I don't know. BS. Let's not proceed with caution. Oh, what does proceed with caution even mean? I don't know. I'm not a Naomi fan. I never have been. Just being honest. Then she got pregnant not long after this, and off she went, which, that's a blessing, but at the same time, professionally, that's, Over the top with Maxine and Chelsea Green, no wonder there's no more women's matches. Seriously, and I know everybody loves Chelsea Green, but they're such over the top, in everything they do, and their acting, and, yeah. Cool seeing the ring finish. Cool something. A finisher on ring apron. Io and Rhea with an excellent, hard-hitting main event, and I'd forgotten about Naomi's cash-in, even though I'm not a fan. Still cool to see. While, again, less than a month later, should be gone due to pregnancy, or around a month. Yeah, wild stuff. I'm going to jump over now to... I'm telling you guys, this is going to be weird because I'm going to jump over. But I want to talk about a few things that I've also noticed on the network, just going back. And one of them is Backlash 2023 that was in Puerto Rico. I had never seen that pay-per-view ever, so I watched it. It was a good one. It surprised me, same as Evolution. I want to talk about that for a second. Like I told you, I'm going to be all over the place with this. Hopefully next time we'll have a little bit more order in the show. But Bianca dropped Io on her face in a grueling match. She picked her up and then just, boom, dropped her right on her face. Sick. Savio Vega is, of course, cool to see. Zelina Vega homecoming and flag was cool to see. The Bad Bunny celebration was awesome. And there's got to be some trust there for a guy to wrestle one-on-one who isn't a wrestler. You don't normally see that. So that was really cool. Carlito back, and what an ovation. Of course, he's gone again now, but awesome to see him. And Hate wasn't done more wasn't done with him. Uso, Solo, KO, Sammy, and Riddle put on exactly the kind of match you come to expect from them. And honestly, I miss seeing Riddle on WWE. I really do. But, Lesnar match was another one you'd expect, except it was with Cody. A submission roll-up, and Lesnar got blood. Looked like the hard way. Great matchup there for Backlash 2023. hate to jump over here to TNA, but I am, because that's kind of the way the notes are going. TNA, I watched Unbreakable from, was it this year? Good, solid show. A lot of good matches. It's just randomly on my DVR, so I watched that at some point since we've last spoken. Chris Bay was on there, and he came out, and that was sad, dude. Like, I didn't know his injury was that bad. I still hate that they had to put it out there and kind of ask for money for the guy. Like, TNA couldn't take care of him. But yeah, that was some wild stuff. In that, though, they had the N64 controller in the match with Mance Warner and Sami Callihan. Just, as a 90s kid, man, just cracked me up. Mance Warner, he's got potential. And I guess it's goodbye to Sami Callihan. I guess he's done wrestling. And kudos to Sami Callihan. I don't know. That's about all I can say for Mr. Sami Callihan. I also watched the Damian Priest documentary, which was a good one. I recommend everybody watching that, especially if you're like me later in life trying to pursue dreams and whatever. Definitely a good watch, especially for older peeps still trying to make it. So that was a good one. I enjoyed that. Okay, let's get back to... so we're going to skip... Okay, well... Yeah, I'm going to skip AEW because I don't know... I actually, we're not going to talk about AEW because I'm fairly sure that I had not finished that episode that I was even talking about in this. So we'll, we'll come back to that. So I'm just going to talk about, like I said, kind of a plethora of things. I do want to talk about SummerSlam, which we can go ahead and talk about that now. And something else I want to talk about too is, I'm a talker, y'all. If this is your first time watching, my bad. You can skip ahead and get to the good stuff if you want, but love talking about wrestling, so I just come on here and do it to myself. And the rest of you guys want to watch, you can. I also got to watch a match that was just a bloody gore fest, dude. And I haven't typed it out here, but I was honestly surprised. On the TNA Wrestling channel, every now and again I'll turn it on there and see what's on. And I think this was from Under Siege. I don't know what year. PCO and Steve Macklin. Not two of my favorite wrestlers at all. In fact, I really don't care for either one. But man, what a gore fest that match was. Bloody, brutal. Hats off to them. I'm not really for those kinds of matches, but this one had me invested. Check it out if you want. Okay, I don't know how good of an order this is going to be in, but Cardi B, unintelligible. She's introduced in SummerSlam. I don't know what she's saying. By the way, I stopped at Clash in Paris, so I'm not going to be talking about that just yet. But we will be getting to that probably on the next one, which I'm going to lose Peacock, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if we even talk about that. But Braun Breaker Annex singing and pulling the straps was good stuff. A little long, but good payoff to see Charlotte and Alexa win the titles, even though I would prefer Alexa single. I like the idea of this pairing when neither has more to do at the moment, which is fine. Again, it's just odd as I see a Flair in a tag team. While it was carrying in Scarlett's last match, considering how overliked them despite the gimmick, the Hulk Hogan Memorial was cool. I still have not watched the weekly programming with the Hulk Hogan Memorial on WWE, so we'll see. Tiffany and Jay was a short but good match. Wish the trend of saying your name with the announcer would go away. Io Sky's the worst for that business. Odd that this match happened so soon. Seems like it would be a slow burn. Logan, Drew, Randy, poor old Jelly Roll did not belong on here no matter how likable he is. The match was slow, way too showy. At least the outcome fit, though. Gunther Punk match was long but grueling. Ending was great, and Money in the Bank cash in from Seth was unexpected. And then I put night not big on 2 nights for a pay-per-view takes away earning the spot. WWE should be better on not using the same people over and over to prevent this. And who's the dude that was introducing SummerSlam? The black dude with the blonde hair and the glasses. Who the hell is that guy? I don't know. But anyway, he's trying to act tough, and dude just ain't looking too tough. I don't know. I'm calling you out, whoever you are. Calling you out on your toughness. Tried way too hard. Rhea's Purple Smoke was cool. How cool is it that Naomi's dad actually plays in a rock band? Her song makes sense now, but the Proceed with Caution thing still doesn't. Nope, still don't. Solid triple threat, but with all their level of experience, the standing around just waiting on someone to jump off the rope or off the top turnbuckle onto your group is just way too amateur. And honestly, I don't know why the bookers don't get on to wrestlers about this. Not just for the women, this is all of them. And I'm just a fan that's watched my whole life, but when you have a big group of people just looking up, waiting on somebody to fall on them, it makes no sense. I don't understand it. It just takes me out of it. Poor Street Profits have really had the ball dropped on them. Bring back their music. DIY couldn't be much more bland until they get into a match like this. Then they get better. Completely forgot about Fraxium and Wyatt 6, even though we played their music earlier. More on that later. Existed in Andrade, who is gone again from WWE, was definitely already a welcome forgotten memory. Does nothing for anybody, I don't believe. Maybe Charlotte Flair for a little while. Poor Rey Fenix. I hope things turn around for him and WWE. Candice LeRae, the ladder spot and Ciampa holding onto the titles was some of the coolest moments, but there were plenty. Green shirts have taken over the front rows. All kinds of people wearing them. Cameraman who kept getting in the way, and Becky. Lyra match almost stole the show, but as much as these two have wrestled, and I didn't really care to see it again, the creativity made it work with the chair and zip ties, definitely enjoyable. Solo Fatu was good stuff, with a nasty ending with a moonsault off the top, but more just waiting by the others. Again, cool mask from Jacob, though, that he come out with. How cool was it to see Dom wearing the Ray gear and AJ wearing Eddie gear, the low rider with AJ's son, just chef's kiss there. The chair spot couldn't have been better with AJ double crossing Dom. That was just that was gold, dude. That was gold. If Eddie did that, which he very well may have, I don't remember. That was great. How cool was it showing off the different languages calling the action? Cody, his entrance with the mask and Dusty's speech was cool. Exciting match between the two, maybe the best from either in a while from what I've seen with him and Cena. Great use of the surroundings here in a near-perfect street fight. The ropes, the stage, the salute, the tears after all of it. Awkward psychology, though, with Cena making the turn right before this, which I haven't watched the actual official turn. But how much better would it have been if Cody was always the heel, even if no turn, even if no turn had ever happened? At least we experienced it, though. Brock with the surprise comeback at the end would have been cool to see live, because that would definitely have been unexpected. So, and then from there, from there we'll move on to, I have Survivor Series here. Let me see. Why do I, I'm telling you, man, I'm all over the place with this. Survivor Series. I bet you it's on the other phone. Okay, we'll come back to that later. No big deal. Survivor Series 2022, I think it was. Going back and watching the network. So we'll have to talk about that at another time, because I forgot. I think that's on... No. It don't really make sense, but... Yeah, I guess that's on another one. Oh, well, we'll move on. Back to my full notes here. TNA, the digital media title is over. And honestly, it was never directed right anyway, at least not since the beginning. Maybe had it just been defended through digital media somehow. International title isn't much better because isn't that just another name for the world title? I don't know. Either way, I like Santino's interaction. Again, we're going probably way back with the TNA. With Mance and Steph breaking up the kiss and getting onto them, saying, rise up like a Beth Phoenix. Got to say the whole won the title and a divorce was pretty clever booking. The triple threat matches could be cool, but even would be better for X Division. Mustafa Ali still playing his part perfectly with the drunk drive bit, and I've got to admit, I've underestimated this dude acting and all while he was in WWE, or maybe he was just never given the chance. I love getting to see the NXT TNA girls mix it up since it's been over a year now. I've had time to watch NXT. Still on the to-do list there. I do wonder how long until Jordan Grace shows back up. Could be interesting since she's on the other side, or maybe they'll choose to keep those separate. Not the worst acting I've ever seen. Maybe even decent from TNA, even from the Good Hands guys in the Santana skit. Great to see Ethan Page back in TNA and in NXT for that matter. Another person never utilized in AEW. I'm hoping it's more of the same for his former partner, Josh Alexander. The line about there actually being fans in the building now was great, and I doubt it was really meant about the pandemic. Ethan Page definitely has been working with HBK in promos. You can hear him shine through. AJ Francis buying what looks like a 60-year-old commercial building in Vegas, and that makes the show. I don't know what I'm even talking about here with all this. No offense to Chris Bay at all, but why hasn't TNA mentioned Joe Doring and his cancer battle with maybe ways to help her donations if needed, at least some kind of update on support? And I still wonder why aren't they able to help their own star who suffered an injury in a match for their company rather than continually asking for donations. I do wonder about Joe Doring quite a bit. I hope he's well. I hope he's okay. Just sad, sad to see such a big, healthy looking dude, going through so much, but it happens every day. Not a Lash Legend fan whatsoever, but glad to see someone finally did something different when thrown out from ringside in their teammates' match, and she just refused to leave, sitting on the steps before fighting off security. Got to admit, I was entertained by Gia Miller's intro to Elijah. How did the fans already know the song Walk This Way? Did I miss something? I'm sorry, but Dana Brooke or Ash by Elegance whatsoever is just plain terrible in an instant fast forward. The same with his Fatal Influence as well from the looks of it. Neither is Rosemary while I'm at it. Well, Dana Brooke looks to be retired, so it's like she's taking the Sami Callihan road there. Then there's the whole Hardy compound thing. I'm just wondering, who is this catering to? Is there anyone there who actually likes it at this point? It feels tired, and I don't even know if back when it was fresh that it was good. Poor Dolph should be doing better at this stage of his career. Were we supposed to actually hear Sean Waltman talking to Trey Miguel, or was I missing something there too? He sure acted like he was talking to someone. Either TNA just isn't cutting it for me tonight, or I'm being extra critical on them. Maybe it's both. It seems like it's coming across that way, don't it? I don't even remember what this is about, but love seeing TNA live again, and good to see long-haired guy and his mom maybe in the audience again. I noticed him on the last show. Getting to see Trick Williams again is some cool stuff too. Awesome to see Robbie E. or Robert Stone back in TNA. And I couldn't believe Alicia Fox was back with him, or Victoria Crawford. To be honest, I thought it may have been a younger sister or something before he said it, though she looked great for her age before realizing she and I are the same age. Indy Hartwell and TNA, I'm down with it. She's literally someone I felt WWE dropped the ball on, has a ton of potential. Look forward to seeing more from her from there once I get back to watching TNA. Good to see our buddy Chris Van Vliet in TNA and all over the place, really. Joe Hendry, and how you cannot root for TNA with as much fun as it seems like he's having there. Of course, he has migrated over to WWE, doing big things there now. NXT TNA hitting with the fresh matches, and now it's Trick Willie and Joe Hendry matches up well. Does someone honestly think this makeover stuff is funny? TNA with the camera shot showing an empty arena behind Mustafa Ali wasn't a good look. Great video package for Indy Hartwell, and TNA has always been known to do these. Cool to see Robbie E back on TV, even if it's a different character. I'm just reiterating the same thing there. And speaking of, I went back and I watched, looks like Bound for Glory 2024, which was solid. And then the episodes during COVID. Why were there guardrails used when no fans were there and piped in crowd noise? TNA was really doing something completely off the wall on their side. I don't know what was the deal with that. All right, so we're going to hurry it up with MLW. I'm sorry, guys, we're running long here. We're going to go back to MLW. Not sure where I've left off with the last thing I saw, but my last YouTube video was for Lucha Apocalypto. First look ever at Epiphany and Ultimo Guerrero. Believe it or not, average tag match here with Hechicero and Kevin Knight involved. seriously what's happened to Alex Kane. Wazzy virtually lost all momentum. Chain match with BRG guy was a throwaway. After checking into it, it looks like he was storyline fired by Bischoff. Then the contract expired. Alex Kane does look to be back now. I did read that he's the first openly bi champion when I was looking for him. I'm just wondering who tells these likable wrestlers that it's a good idea to disclose their sexual preference. I don't get it. Is it just for the attention? Uvia and Persephone, first look against Janai Kai, who I'm a fan of, Atlantis Jr. and Atlantis were in an awful six-man with a feline guy and Barbaros, something or another. Star Jr., I know lucha matches have lax rules, but this was just ridiculously stupid. I'm having deja vu typing this. Some point in this, Suzuki hit one of his own goons. The commentary covered it with he's hitting everything that moves. Luckily, because he's so cool, it didn't even matter. Dijak is back, and great to see it as well. I just have to think there had to be something to the reports of him stooging off in the back or something, because the dude pretty much had everything a wrestler promoter could be going after in WWE. Maybe not his best mic work, though. Last on my DVR, it looks like it was Slaughterhouse 2024. First impressions of Rogue Horseman is not a good one. It sucks because I was intrigued when I first heard about them anyway. It comes across like a real Temu knockoff version, especially BRG, who I don't remember minding as much before. Sorry, my camera does this weird thing where it's like, kind of see it there. Doing something. I don't know. Follows me. I got a new camera and follows me. Culture shock of seeing Paul Lennon for the first time in 20 years. Very cool to see, but man, has the dude aged. Like I guess we all have. Still depressing to see it in your face like that. Been wondering about Trevor Lee, so happy to see him finally turning up in MLW. If he's even there, I haven't seen any follow-up about it. Surprised he hadn't already shown up somewhere, so Cameron Grimes stuff won me over with him. Minoru Suzuki and Matt Riddle, of course, piqued my interest, and honestly, I love both dudes. Riddle just seems like a cool, approachable, real-life bro, almost like RVD without the bragging, and as much as I miss him in WWE, he's one of the reasons I'm tuning into MLW with what he supposedly said about Punk, Reigns, Lesnar, Shane, and all the enemies. Very well may never happen. We'll get more into Matt Riddle, though, here in a second. Kind of crappy. Dude yawning in front of Bobby Fish was about as accurate as a statement as you can give him, but I still have some appreciation for the dude that was in the background. The WMD match with Mads Kruger, who I'm surprised WWE hasn't swept up already, and Akira wasn't exactly my thing, but I will say the blood in this match made more sense than any blood or violence I've ever seen in an AEW ring. Biohazard container at the end was cheesy, though, can't lie, all in all, good stuff. And then moving on to Kings of Colosseum. Cool concept with the MLW ladder match and having multiple briefcases, just one step further than Money in the Bank. So it's called Gravity Gamble, which is an okay name, I reckon. The staplers just don't do much for me and look phony. Justice taking a 6th spot on the table. Kruger won, but hats off to all competitors. And as much as I've always been a fan of Riddle, the talk about him ends now, as I just can't support anyone that says or does anything, meaning even wearing a shirt that mocks my Lord and Savior and the Last Supper. Big time disappointed. Legit had me depressed. I saw him wearing the horror thing, mocking the Last Supper. People will say it's just a shirt, whatever. It's highly disrespectful to people that are Christians. And it sucks because Matt Riddle, dude, he's my homie. I don't even know him, but I always felt like he was my homie. So sad to see it. Cool to see Blue Panther competing for the first time. First look at Esfinge in triple threat with other dude, Mascara Dorada. Hard to believe he's only done it 4 years. I feel like I've watched him for the whole time. Paul Walter Blubber, I'm one to talk, is proving again why he's a disgrace to the wrestling business. Talking smack on Hulk Hogan, who even though he wasn't dead yet, the dude is literally one of the reasons all wrestling is alive and well today. Yeah, screw you, Paul Walter Hauser. Paul Walter Blubber. Reloaded. Teton looked impressive in the three-way with Mystico and the Severno guy. Virus and Neon. I don't even know. Neon. Had a good one that looked impressive. Ukamura and Dark Panther. See, I'm always like finding out about these new people on MLW. It's pretty cool. A great match, and I'm enjoying being exposed to all the luchadors thanks to MLW. Would be nice to have more of a backstory on them instead of just randomly throwing them on TV. The commentary in particular in this one was good, but I forgot their names. Poor Paul London looks like an elderly man. Paul Walter Hauser, someone I've never taken seriously. May not be the best looking dude, but I ain't a wrestler, so there's that. Poor Bobby Fish, too. Sad he's on here, but largely. But lately he's been talking about financial troubles. Not a good look for this company when he's involved in a mildly upper group. Next up, Anderson's come out looking believable. BRG comes out, not so much. Cheap imitation of Flair said one too many God's name in vains for me on commentary. Again, you're ruining yourselves, dudes. Which is a problem for MLW, that they have to cuss so much and be edgy. Paul Walter Hauser literally looks like an out-of-shape grotto. Ref is paying no attention to what's happening on the outside. Texas Tornado or not, he's not acknowledging. It sounds messy AF. It was. Alejandro Quintanilla and Persephone had a solid match. Big things could be coming for both based on look and crowd response. Barbero, Cavanero, and Mystico cap off great night of matches with 2 out of 3 falls. Even had me look up his name. So, had to get that right. And then Super Fight. Okay, that's where I've stopped at. So we'll get back to that on the next one. I do want to say a couple side notes here that I've had for a long while. I watched the Andre the Giant HBO biography sometime over the past year, I guess. It's a great watch. So many loved Andre and wrestling with Tim White, Hulkster, Vince at the top of the list. Before my time, but really hope to go back and watch him. LFG. I did have some LFG notes somewhere. I started watching a little bit the first season. BJ Ray, of course, he's already gone now. I made mention of his name. Holyfield's son's pretty cool. Tatiana, Troy, Lee, show premise, weakness, and Aaliyah. So what I mean by that, the reason other than Michelle McCool replacing Mickie James randomly out of nowhere, I'm not even a Mickie James fan, and I'm on her side with that. She's been getting a lot of flack saying that she's only in the Hall of Fame because she's Undertaker's wife. So are a lot of other people. Come on. I love Booker T. What's Queen Charmel ever done to be in a Hall of Fame? For real. I mean, I would say the Bellas did more than Queen Charmel. I would say Michelle McCool did more than Queen Charmel. She seemed like a nice person, but what did she do in wrestling? For real. It was like a drop in the hat. But anyway, with this show, the premise of it, showing the behind the scenes, getting to know these people before they actually have the characters, before they're on TV, I think it makes them look weak. If their weakness is overshadowing everything else. Aaliyah, who used to be in WWE from what everybody remembers, is a prime example of that. Aaliyah was someone that had overshadowed, and I never forgot it when she got up on the main roster. So I think it can kind of be a hurt thing too when it comes to these people. So just my 2 cents. Had no idea that Mike Bailey and Veda Scott were an item. Thought that was pretty cool. WWE, AAA, I wrote WWE buys AAA, old news, so you can tell. That's all the way back in April. I look forward to watching more AAA. I do. We'll see once I can get around to it. The Hogan's new promotion, of course, still going on without poor old Hulkster. Hope to see that sometime. American Freestyle. Mongo McMichael and Sabu passing away earlier this year was sad, especially, we knew Mongo had been sick. Sabu was kind of out of nowhere. What a legend. Rebellion, Leon Slater spot, moves spear after plan, but almost equally as wild. Had to call a truce with Mance Callahan over less blood in TNA. I don't even know. Speaking of TNA, the flow there, just the common booking sense made there may just be better than anywhere else in mainstream wrestling. I would say that about MLW too. Everything makes sense, comes together nicely, even if I don't like every wrestler angle. WWE releases and Bailey. Bailey's been a hot topic lately on whether she's going to leave or not, go to AEW or whatever. We'll see. I wrote The Righteous Gone, Sammy Guevara. I don't know. I know The Righteous are gone. I wonder where they're at nowadays. They had something. They had something for sure. Did someone at Max cancel the Acclaim because of Caster's raps? I feel like it's possible. But he's slowly built himself back up. Just wanted to shout respect for Mick Foley. Had no idea the brain damage after the 11 chair shots from The Rock. What a life of sacrifice for the fans after watching Dark Side of the Ring. Maybe modern wrestling isn't for me with all the phoniness and the TikTok of it all. Mick Foley has been in the news lately, too, with the whole Donald Trump thing after Rob Reiner's death. Hey, man, regardless of how I feel about it, he stands on what he stands, and, I respect him for it. And as far as the TikTok thing, I think that's kind of what's sidetracked me from watching a lot of NXT, because so many of these young people on NXT, you'll see them and they're doing TikTok videos. Again, you're hurting your character in the long run. But what do I know? I'm just a wrestling fan. Speaking of NXT, though, Tricky Trick Williams. First time in the line, baby. Look at that. I dropped this coming down here on the way on the steps, and I think I got him dented some. I love first time in the line figures. This was a birthday, birthday/Christmas present for me. Trick Williams. I got it off from Fanatics. It was in pretty good, and sorry, they are open already. It's in pretty decent shape, and I don't know how much damage was done by dropping it, but it wasn't in excellent shape. He's got his shades and his North American title. I like him. Big things coming for him. Heard that he's going to be on SmackDown, so that'll be cool. However, I was disappointed with this box. Everybody knows Funko boxes, and this has not been dropped. This was taken out of the box this way from Fanatics. Look at that. It's not terrible, and it's a Fanatics exclusive, so there's no way to... But it's not great. I mean, there's dents and bends, and believe it or not, this is the only figures I have of the Dudleys. Pretty good ones to have, though. I love the 2-packs, right? I have a Bully Ray, but not anything of Devon. Not anything of the Dudleys together. So that's cool. And last but not least, from Fanatics, Bray Wyatt. Get to show it right when his music's playing us out. Decent shape for this figure. It's not great, but... And this was during his match at the Royal Rumble 2023. And let's keep playing some more Bray Wyatt. Why not? And this was the Mountain Dew Lights Out match. I got to see this match live. This is Bray Wyatt's official last match. Very important to me to have this. And equally but not as important. That doesn't make sense. Equally but not as important. Also important for me to get sometime is the Kurt Angle, the shaved head, because I was there for that when I was little. For Judgment Day 2002. So, against Edge. But yeah. So happy with this one, dude. Bray Wyatt. Rest in peace, my guy. For Christmas, I got this. Is this not sweet, dude? Look at that. I've already opened them. I guess I can show them to you guys. Kind of sucks because I kind of ruined the fun opening them on Christmas, but we'll do it like this. Taker. I had to have one with him wearing this mask. That mask was just so freaky back in the day. The old Hasbro. Is that not awesome? And then, with the urn, Paul Bear. Ooh, yes. And Percy Pringle. And I think that I have a Funko set too of them. I hope I put that in right. If anybody would like to buy that Funko set, I'll probably be selling that because that's, even though I like them together, I may like that. I think. I don't know. I do like 2-packs. Jerry Lawler. Of course, I love Jerry Lawler. Wish I could have had this one signed instead, or even his Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw get up. And it's time. It's time. It's Vader time. I got a lot of Vader figs. Like this one the most, though. Looks like some paint. A little bit of paint wear there. Interesting. Shipped right from Mattel, and there's a little bit of paint wear I'm seeing. Yeah. I don't think I put those in right either. Oh, yeah, I did. Alright, cool. And then you just keep them in this box, and you gotta open the box. Joy's like, you're not gonna open the box? You gotta open the box. At least that box. And then he comes in the WWE. Probably showed my address there. I don't care. I've been sitting on this one for a while, y'all. I'm just now showing this. I actually had this in the last video. Look at that. I love the old style figures that we get now. I mean, literally, we have the Hasbros. We have the Remcos. Look at that. Razor Ramon. I can't have enough figures of Razor Ramon. He's one of my all-time favorites. He's like Sting, Flair. Like, it's hard. And he just had such a cool look, too, you know? All right. I've had this for a while, too. This is WWE Champs. May end up giving this to Clyde if he'll play with it. He's not much on wrestling yet. I've had this for a while, though, and I just forgot about it on the last one. So this is kind of old now. I don't even know if they got them in the store anymore, but... Come on. Why you gotta stop playing on me now? Alright, we'll play some NWO. Why not? I was hoping it would just play like a continuous run, but it ain't gonna work with me tonight. I saw somebody had got one of these in one of the wrestling groups that I share these in. Shout out to all those groups. Where they got an LA Knight upper body and then like 2 titles instead of legs. Kind of funny. I just like the idea of mysteries. So even if it's like a little kiddie thing like this, just opening up the mystery. No, I'm sorry, it's getting dark in here, y'all. WWE. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy New Year! Oh, and it's still... He's still in a bag, too, so there's the case. I don't know. This would be really cool, though, if it is. So, WWE Champs, Collector Guide. That's kind of cool. So, oh, okay, that's a display, the belt. And then you get a card. Does this mean I've got John Cena? Because there's a John Cena card. Otherwise, though, why would it be in the box? And he comes with a weight. Get Bianca Belair, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Rey Mysterio, Jey Uso. Or the special edition wearable ring belts. You can get the... We could have the special edition here. Maybe? LA Knight, CM Punk, Logan Paul, Randy Orton. Let's just go for it. There's the bag. That doesn't feel like something you could wear. Yeah, okay. It's just the weight. So this is going to be John Cena, right? Just the basic John Cena. It's kind of apropos, if it is. Yep, the John Cena head. So is that how these work? Oh, here's the body. My bad. That's how they work.
If you end up owing taxes with your return, the IRS offers several
payment
methods you can choose from. For the option that won't charge
is that how these work?
You can authorize an electronic funds withdrawal directly from your bank account. With
TurboTax, are there legs?
Set up an account withdrawal when you're ready to
this is a weird thing, dude. It's like you got to put it together. So I can see now somebody got the two belts and then no legs. Does that happen with me too? I think I feel legs in mine. Sorry, y'all. It always wants to play Batista. I don't know. Always. He's got little bitty legs. You can tell I'm not big on customizing figures. I don't even know how to put the head on. So you could technically like change him around. That's kind of cool. Huh. Well, they're not that easy to mess with. It'd be like the Incredible Hulk Lou Ferrigno over here, dude. You can't see me. I'm cool with getting him. Especially if it's like a last figure. Oh, that smells good. Have to whiff on that every now and again. It smells pretty good. All right. You guys ready for a birthday gift? Last figure I'm going to show. Just got this yesterday. Late birthday present. My birthday's a week before Christmas, so I'm so excited to see this. Oh, yeah. I couldn't believe I saw this on the site. I think somebody in the group's the one that told me. Please let it be in good shape. Hulk Hogan Superstars. Before my time. And the belt looks like it actually comes on the figure. This was the only one that I actually wanted out of everybody. And obviously there's a poster in here too, which is really cool. I'm not going to let him breathe. He's got little breathing holes right there. He's good. Hulk Hogan. LJN style. Big rubber dude. And if you're looking at this, just comparing it to like the regular size of like a Mattel. Look at that. Or even an Ultimate. It's a big boy, man. I love this concept. Please let this continue. I would probably get the Cena if... I don't know about the Dusty because I never watched him in this attire. Not Logan Paul. He's going to be like the one everybody finds. The Hulkster, baby. That's awesome. That's awesome. Awesome. Yeah, you tell him, Batista. You walk alone, baby. Again, sorry about the lighting. All Eat Crate, you ready? No spoilers in this one. No spoilers. Spoiler free. I can tell you that we are going to be doing next month's All Elite Crate 2. So that's exciting to know. I hate missing out on Wrestle Crate UK, dude, too. Look at this old copy of Raw magazine. Anybody want to buy that? Raw magazine. There's a Eugene poster inside. 2004 right there. What's this? I just see these creeping out at me. Goldberg. I didn't even get to tell you guys. I lucked out, I'm telling you, for Christmas. I also got a subscription to Pro Wrestling Illustrated, which is awesome. Shout out to me, Mama, for that. She's a beaut. You guys ready? First shirt. No spoilers. I have no spoilers. What's that? Does that say Kenta? It's a Kenny Omega. Let's show it to you guys. Kenny Omega. I'm not a big Kenny Omega fan, but this shirt kind of looks like Mortal Kombat-esque. Is it just me? Joy might end up wanting this. But go ahead and make your dibs on it if you see it and you like it. I'm not a Kenny Omega fan. Is this a Willow Nightingale? Oh, nothing matters. Smile anyway. Willow Nightingale. Is this... It's got a rainbow on it. Will I wear it? I don't know. I really like Willow Nightingale. It's really cool we got a shirt of her. I just don't know how I feel. No wonder I've heard nothing about this. Alright, Micro Brawler. Let's go for it. Harley Cameron. I do remember now that she was in here. Gold Coast, Australia. Harley Cameron's definitely grown on me. That's cool. And my only Harley Cameron figure. Switchblade Jay White. Did we have a sticker just like this? Not all that long ago. Look, you buy one of the shirts, I'll throw in... Is this another Micro Brawler? I'll throw in the Switchblade for free. Hangman Adam Page mini bobblehead. How cool is that? Bobble Brawler. This may be a cool idea for them to do in this box instead of the Brawler. Keep the Brawler with the Pro Wrestling crate only, which has been a weak lineup, in my opinion. That's why I haven't been getting them. And then the Pro Wrestling loot. That's cool, though. Pro Wrestling loot, you don't ever hear anything from, so. Magnet, here we go. MJF, and I guess that's Jay Wyatt. Jay White. Jay White. It's a magnet. Who's going to put this on the fridge? You got to be a diehard AEW person. Put that on your fridge. Pen. Speedball. Mike Bailey. Oh, that's cool. I was really hoping he would be the autograph. Shoot. I'm not a pin guy. Just not a pin guy. Okay, so this is Kenny, the Best Bout Machine. The shoe must go on. Adieu, goodbye, mwah, good night, bang. Anyway, your last call. I've never heard Adam Page say it. Is this a pillowcase? That might be kind of cool. I don't know, guys. Will the autograph save the box? Let's see. Let's go. Moment of truth right here. Bad Apple. I dig it. I like him. I'm a fan. I don't think he was advertised, or I would have immediately assumed he was going to be the autograph. I just wish it could have been a Mike Bailey, but it's pretty good. Did it save the box? I don't know if I know that. I don't know. Destiny, Kenny Omega shirt. Nothing Matters, Willow. I don't know about this. I just don't know if I've got it in me. Harley Cameron, Micro Brawler. There were 300 chase available. Retro drawing pillowcase. This might be kind of cool. It might be kind of cool. And I like the Harley Cameron. I like the bobblehead mini brawler. That's cool. Cool little concept. The magnet. Of course, the autograph was good. The magnet, the lapel pin, the sticker. Somebody take it off my hands, won't you? I guess that's it. I guess that's all we got. It was an average box. You know, it didn't blow my mind. Hopefully the next one will. I don't know. We'll see. Happy holidays to everybody. Thanks so much for sticking around watching this long show. Happy New Year. I'll see you next time. Make sure to share this video, subscribe, do all your stuff with it, the whole deal. And thanks again for watching, guys. Love to see it. My name's Chris. Happy wrestling to you, as Ian Riccaboni says. Good night, y'all. Woo!